Let's kick things off with our objectives for understanding the circular economy. First up, we want to differentiate between linear and circular economy. What's the difference? Well, in a linear economy, we take resources, make products, and then toss them away. But in circular economy, we keep everything in use for as long as possible. Next, we will delve into the concept of waste to energy. This is where we turn waste into usable energy, reducing what we throw away while creating valuable resources. Finally, we need to understand the roles played by different sectors in the circular economy. The public sector, the private sector, communities, and even informal sectors all have unique responsibilities that contribute to this sustainable model. Now let's compare linear and circular economies side by side. In a linear economy, we start with raw materials, move to production, then consumption, and ultimately end up with waste. It's a straightforward path, but not very sustainable. In contrast, a circular economy aims to keep resources in use as long as possible. We focus on recycling, reusing, regenerating materials so they don't just end up in a landfill. The goal is to minimize waste and maximize the life cycle of our products. To help us grasp the circular economy better, let's watch a short video. TEDx Talk, The Circular Economy, a Simple Explanation by Cillian Lohan. This talk breaks down the concept in an engaging way, making it easier to see how a circular approach can transform our economies and lives. Let's dig deeper into the differences between these two models. Linear economy. This model is built on a linear process focusing on high efficiency and low manufacturing costs. It relies on easily accessible natural resources. We mine raw materials, process them into products, and then throw them away after use. This is often referred to as the cradle to grave approach. Circular economy. The circular economy, however, focuses on reducing environmental impact, cutting waste, and minimizing resource consumption. It incites turning goods at the end of their lifespan into new resources. The ultimate goal is to close the cycles of all these raw materials, moving toward a cradle-to-cradle model where nothing goes to waste. The history of circular economy. Let's take a moment to look at the history of the circular economy. Ellen MacArthur, inspired by living on her yacht for over 2 months, began to question our traditional economic model. How can we keep our world functioning with the outdated approach we have used for over 2 centuries? Back on land, she engaged experts, assigned research from McKinsey, and ultimately founded the Ellen MacArthur Foundation to promote the circular economy. This approach is all about keeping the value of everything we use for as long as possible. Ellen has managed to gathering support from major companies like Cisco, BT, Renault, and Philips. Another strong supporter is Unilever, led by CEO Paul Polman, who highlights the need to decouple growth from environmental impact. This collaboration shows that circular economy is not just a concept, but a movement gaining traction among industry leaders. Now let's talk about transitioning to a circular economy. The idea is that resources should be used for as long as possible, extracting maximum value while in use, and then recovered or regenerated at the end of their life. For this transition to be successful, we need a shift in mindset regarding waste. Instead of seeing waste as a problem, we should view it as a resource. Also, integrating these principles early in the design stage across all sectors is crucial. Can you think of any examples of circular economy practices in your community? Remember, this isn't just about waste management. It's about rethinking how we use our resources. Role of public sector, private sector, and community in supporting transition to circular economy. Cities and regions play an important role in the transition to a circular economy. They can enable new business models, especially within the sharing economy and manage key infrastructure areas like waste prevention and recycling. However, for subnational governments to achieve circular economy goals, they need support from national governments. This means having the right regulatory and financial frameworks in place. Currently, there are not many regulations focusing on eco-design, making products with sustainability in mind. To truly promote circularity, we need eco-design regulations that extend beyond just energy use to consider materials and product types comprehensively. Research shows that extended producer responsibility EPR structures can boost eco-design efforts, creating incentives for business to think sustainably. Reusing resources. In Morocco, there has been a fantastic reform in the solid waste sector over the past decade, focusing on public-private partnerships. One example is the Azza site, which is the largest modern sorting and landfilling facility in the Maghreb region. It handles about 850,000 tons of reuse per year. The private operator there established a cooperative and built a sorting facility. This initiative allows impoverished garbage pickers to work in safer, more organized conditions while continuing to earn money. Morocco is maximizing environmental and financial benefits through responsible waste management. At the Azza landfill, biogas from organic waste is captured and will soon be sold to fuel electricity for the national grid. This makes Azza the first landfill in Morocco to also generate CO2 emission reductions, an excellent example of innovation in action. For our class reading, we will dive into Delterra, dated 14 March 2023, which discuss circular cities, the 6 dimensions of circular waste management. This reading will provide a deeper understanding of how cities can adopt circular practices and contribute to sustainability. Zero landfill. Lastly, let's explore the concept of zero landfill, which means sending nothing to the landfill. This approach focuses on conversion methods such as upcycling and recycling items we typically throw away. It can even include burning, although this is contested by some environmental groups because it still produces ash that needs to go to landfills. To support this, we have waste taxes which aim to encourage waste recovery and reduce landfill waste. These taxes are usually paid by landfill owners who pass costs to waste generators through fees. The current government proposed extending this tax base beyond municipal landfills to include all reusable waste based on technical, economic, or environmental criteria. This could see tax rates increase from 30 to 40% per ton, promoting a shift towards a zero landfill goal. Dubai waste recycling. As we enter 2022, we witness a transformative shift in Dubai's approach to sustainability, particularly in waste management. This is not just an incremental change. It's a revolution aiming to enhance the Emirates' environmental practices. One major step taken was the increase in waste disposal fees at landfills. Previously, business in Dubai were charged 10 dirham per visit, but that fee rise steeply to 100 per ton of non-recyclable waste. This price hike isn't just a financial change, it serves as a strong motivator for businesses to rethink their waste disposal strategies. Every business in Dubai will feel the impact of these new costs. The sliding scale of fees for several waste types provides a clear economic incentive to recycle more and throw away less. By making it cheaper to dispose of recyclable materials, Dubai is nudging businesses for better environmental practices. This change reflects a broader commitment to sustainability, inspiring companies to adopt recycling behaviors that aligns with global environmental goals. As we discuss these initiatives, it's essential to consider how they not only reduce waste, but also foster a culture of sustainability in the business community. Now let's talk about the concept of zero waste. This idea goes beyond simply reducing what ends up in landfills. It fundamentally re-evaluates how we consume goods. Supporters of zero waste highlight that recycling should be a last resort. Instead, we should prioritize strategies to avoid waste in the first place. This shift in mindset requires a thorough overhaul of how goods are produced and consumed. Take Fetzer Vineyard, for example. They have been certified by the US Zero Waste Business Council for diverting 96% of their waste. This achievement comes from implementing practices like reusable packaging and composting grape skins and seeds on site. By adopting these practices, Fetzer not only minimize waste but also enhance their operational efficiency. The US Zero Waste Business Council argues that business embracing zero waste principles can increase their efficiency and provide greater value to their communities. Remarkably, Fetzer managed to double their wine production while reducing the amount of waste sent to landfills. Remarkably, Fetzer managed to double their wine production while reducing the amount of waste sent to landfills. This showcases how sustainable practices can be both environmentally friendly and economically viable. Turning trash into cash. In both developed and developing countries, consumers are increasingly engaging with the principles of the circular economy, which highlights the idea of turning waste into resources. Companies are realizing that there is profit to be made from adopting these practices. As Olga Algayerova, the head of the UN Economic Commission for Europe, puts it, making our economies circular offers a lifeline to decarbonize our economies and could lead to the creation of 1.8 million net jobs by 2040. For instance, in the US, there is a growing demand for affordable, high-quality furniture, with about 15 million tons of discarded furniture ending up in landfills each year. Businesses like Keio are stepping in. This online marketplace facilitates the repair and reuse of furniture, significantly reducing waste. Similarly, across Africa, several projects embody the principles of the circular economy. One standout initiative is Geng Makers in Kenya, which sells bricks made entirely from waste materials for the construction industry. Nzambi Mati, the young founder, has gained recognition, including the UN Champion of the Earth Award for her work. She's literally turning trash into cash. The demand of her products is so high that she processes around 500 kilograms of waste daily and can produce up to 1,500 plastic bricks each day. This is a brilliant example of how entrepreneurship and sustainability can go hand in hand, creating both economic opportunities and environmental benefits. Examples of circular economy strategies. Big brands are also stepping up their game in the circular economy. For instance, IKEA has taken significant strides for sustainability. Their store in Sweden sells second-hand goods, contributing to their goal of reaching climate targets by 2030. Additionally, they have launched a buyback structure offering vouchers to customers who return unwanted furniture. Adidas is another example with their innovative approach to footwear. They have introduced the Ultra Boost DNA Loop shoes designed specifically with recycling in mind. Made from a single material, these shoes are made without glue, instead using high temperatures for assembly. Adidas describes them as shoes that customers will never truly own but will return once they are finished with them. This reflects a shift in consumer culture and ownership, promoting sustainability through innovative product design. Waste to energy. Another crucial aspect of sustainability is the waste to energy WTE process. This method converts waste into practical forms of energy like electricity, heat, or steam. It's an effective way to reduce environmental and health impacts while generating sustainable energy. The process involves several stages, starting from waste collection to burning it in combustion chamber. This burning generates heat, which then turns water into steam in a boiler. The steam drives turbines to produce electricity. A crucial part of this process is the air pollution control system, which ensures that chemicals from burning gas are removed before being released into the atmosphere. This technology allows us to harness energy from waste while mitigating the adverse effects associated with waste disposal. Sweden, from waste to energy. Looking at Sweden, we see a country that has truly embraced the waste to energy model. With 34 waste to energy power plants, Sweden burns non-recyclable waste to generate enough electricity to power 250,000 families. They use a mix of energy-rich materials such as paper, plastics, and yard waste to produce steam in their boilers. Impressively, Sweden's recycling rate is so high that they can actually import waste from other countries to keep their power plants operating at full capacity year-round. Currently, around 49% of household waste is recycled, and approximately 50% is burned for energy production. This system shows how a nation can effectively manage waste while generating energy, providing a potential model for other countries to follow. Now let's take a moment to engage in a breakout activity. I want you to think critically about the topic. Is waste to energy a clean, renewable source of energy or not? This is a thought-provoking question that can lead to rich discussions. I invite you to consider the environmental impact, energy output, and potential trade-offs involved in waste-to-energy systems. Sharjah, UAE, BIA. Moving back to the United Arab Emirates, the BIA Group is a shining example of innovation in waste management and sustainability. This organization is dedicated to pioneering quality of life through various companies focused on digitalization and sustainability. Their initiatives address critical challenges related to climate change, energy, and transportation. BIA includes several companies, including BIA Tandif, BIA Recycling, BIA Energy, BIA Digital, BIA Recycling, BIA Education, among others. Each entity plays a role in advancing sustainability efforts across the United Arab Emirates, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt. By setting global benchmarks and establishing a regional first in innovation, BIA is leading the charge towards a greener future. BIA's innovative approach. BIA Tandif, one of its key divisions, employs automated route optimization for waste collection, which enhance efficiency. They use RFID tagged bin for smarter monitoring and pickup, and they have introduced Waste Pro Plus, the first end-to-end digital waste management solution in the region. They have even developed solar-powered smart bin that compact waste and provide community Wi-Fi hotspots. These innovations not only improve waste management, but also engage the community in sustainable practices, showcasing how technology can play a role in promoting sustainability. BIA Recycling Facilities. BIA Recycling has built some of the most advanced recycling facilities globally, including a material recovery facility, industrial wastewater treatment plant, and a construction and demolition waste recycling facility. They also operate a tire recycling facility and a metal recycling center, among others. These facilities exemplify BIA's commitment to enhancing recycling capabilities and reducing waste sent to landfills. BIA Energy Initiatives. In terms of energy, BIA Energy tackles the issue of waste accumulation while generating substantial renewable energy. Their Emirates Waste to Energy Company and solar energy investments aim to repurpose capped landfills in solar farms. Particularly, they are working on a project to process non-recyclable plastic waste and wastewood to produce green hydrogen, which is considered one of the cleanest energy sources available. This hydrogen will eventually power BIA's fleet of waste collection car, furthering their sustainable practices. BI Environment Services. BI Environment Services is committed to creating and maintaining better ecological outcomes for public and private clients. They leverage their expertise in consulting, innovation, and community engagement to support the transition to green cars in the UAE. Their partnership with Crescent Enterprise established ION, the country's first exclusive sustainable mobility solutions provider in 2018. On the digital front, BIA Digital, through its digital company Evotech, accelerates digital transformation across the Middle East. By implementing innovative digital solutions, they can help governments and large companies improve their performance, increase efficiency, and become more responsive. Let's take a closer look at utility-scale plants around the globe. In China, there are 28 operational burning plants that use circulating fluidized bed (CFB) technology, handling more than 800 tons of waste per day. Inspiringly, a new plant is being built in Shenzhen that will handle around 5,000 metric tons daily, making it the largest waste-to-energy facility in the world. Moving to the United Arab Emirates, specifically Abu Dhabi and Sharjah, a significant $8.2 billion plant was commissioned in 2012. This facility is taking a new approach by combining to treat waste more effectively. This innovation reflects a broader trend of optimizing waste management strategies globally. Now let's discuss the Circle Coalition in the UAE. This coalition is made up of government entities, NGOs, and both global and local private companies, all committed to tackling the issue of packaging waste pollution. The objective of Project Circle align with the Sustainable Development Goals and the UAE National Sustainable Consumption Plan. They have signed a pledge with the Ministry of Climate Change and Environment to develop circular economy models specifically aimed at combating plastic and packaging waste pollution. Their focus is on improving waste collection methods within the UAE. The goal here is to assess the economic and environmental impacts of plastic waste and to create actionable recommendations that will enhance sustainability solutions and optimize waste management infrastructure. Utility-scale plants around the world. In Turkey, a microscale energy plant is operational, treating biomass and generating approximately 300 kilowatt thermal and 50 kilowatt electric. Over in Japan, they boast some of the most modern thermal treatment plants, processing around 39 million tons of waste per year. Meanwhile, in Australia, a plasma gasification plant by Phoenix Energy Australia is in the early stages of commissioning in Kwinana, indicating the growing interest of advanced waste-to-energy technologies. Breakout activity. Now let's engage in a breakout activity. In groups of 3 or 5, I'd like you to brainstorm innovative ways that countries can either transition to or improve their existing circular economies. Think about what technology is necessary to implement these changes. What policies need to be passed to support this transition? And how can we encourage all members of society to contribute to these efforts? Finally, how can we ensure compliance with these new strategies? To wrap up, let's check our learning objectives. What is the difference between a linear and a circular economy? Can you state the 4 R's of sustainability? What waste management strategies have we discussed? Can you mention the waste-to-energy technologies we have covered? What is the difference between zero landfill and zero waste? Reflect on these questions as we conclude our session today. To wrap up this lesson on the circular economy, we have went through a wide range of strategies for effective waste management, from understanding different waste types to exploring global case studies and innovative solutions like extended producer responsibilities and waste to energy. We highlighted the shift from a linear to a circular economy and underlined the critical role of the 4 R's: reduce, reuse, recycle, and recover in promoting resource efficiency. As we conclude, remember the importance of a collaborative approach. Governments, businesses, and communities all play a role in reducing waste and maximizing resource use. By rethinking waste as a resource and implementing sustainable practices, we can collectively contribute to a healthier, more sustainable future. Let's take these insights forward to inspire change within our communities and support the transition toward a zero waste circular economy. Thank you for being part of this journey, and let's keep working together to make a positive impact.